morning, YouTubers. Another Monday, another week, another something, and we are babble. I don't know. So here is, by the way, some of the amazing banana nut cake that we had yesterday. And yes, it is true bypass, but can be switched to be buffered internally. The nuts give it that awesome nutsy flavor and also nutsy tone. Gives you some nuts, so it's very ballsy. And it takes about 250 milliamps. Your questions are insane. Yeah, you're so funny. Haha, actually you are. I can't believe over 1,000 people watched me talking about unboxing a cake for 20 seconds. You're silly. So we're going to do that, but now I have boxes. Before we do the guitar reviews, I wanted to film the Ortega and the Dan Electro, which I owe you for a long time. But again, new boxes came, so we gotta open the boxes. And yeah, we're gonna open some boxes. Where's my knife? Here. Box number 1. Do I need this? Let's see. Is this of any importance? No. So, as I said, for the Musikmesse, I'm going to have, I want the whole Joyo Booth to be completely silent. So, in order to achieve that, a really nice Schmidt Array pedal board is being built for me right now. Schmidt Array! Schmidt Array. That should be one word. No, it's Schmidt Array, I think. It's being built to have about 30 pedals on it, all the Iron Man pedals, but those are going to go into the Torpedo CAB by 2-Notes. So everything will be 2-notesy with headphones. So you can come to the booth, play cool guitars, which I'm trying to organize right now, and then you'll be playing really cool pedals, as many as you want, through very good cab simulation. And for that, we're gonna use the Torpedo CAB. For the pedal board, for the amps, we're gonna use what? You're gonna see that. And here we are. Oh, nice user manual. Because it's a digital box, you need a good user manual. That looks like a big ass power supply. We're gonna check this out. Oh, comes with a USB cable. That is neat. European power supply right here, which gives us 12 volt, 500 milliamps, which means I could probably power this through my pedal board's power supply if you have 12 volt. 500 is quite a bit, but it might actually eat up less. We'll figure this out. Ooh, nice and sturdy construction. Little switches. Oh, out level line amp, in level line guitar. So you could actually put line levels in here. That is nice. And I've been told that these have the newest firmware. That means there is actually, I think, also reverb built in, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, peeling off things. I'm gonna peel it off. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Nice. There is a new firmware here that I think has a little bit of reverb for that, a little bit of roomy tone. So you only don't have just the mic, you have a little bit of the room sound. This feels very nice and sturdy. Oh, nice soft clicky switches. Setup, hold A and edit. Edit, setup. Nice. So this doesn't take a load. This is for a preamp in. So we're gonna test this with the Diesel Serra, of course, in, and this as the power amp slash cab sim. But obviously 2-Notes has some preamps too. I wonder if they're in the boxes. I wonder. So this, exactly this unit, that's gonna be tested here and everything, you will be able to play at the Frankfurt Musikmesse in a couple of weeks. Cool. So, another box. Ah, that doesn't work. Yeah, I tried to take the shortcut. It's warm in here. I'm gonna have to turn the heat down. Maybe I just take the silly sweater off. Let's do that. Oh, now it's cold. Damn it. Strummen! You know Strummen, right? Nice people. They gave me a shirt. Because, you know, I have a Strummen shirt. Someone in France loves me. So, 1, a 2, a 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what they would say. So, what do we have? We need the... I need to know that I'm taking the right ones in ascending order of gaininess. So, let me see. So, the lowest gain would be your LeClean. I love this. LeClean. That is Frenchified... Why is it still scratched up here? English. Frenglish. Very, very nice packaging right here. I have to say this. It even has like a Tolexy kind of background. That is so neat. And then you fold it up. And then, ooh yeah. There's a nice manual. Packed in kind of a soft, sexy feeling. Whoa. There's definitely some sexual kind of a touchy-feely part to this. Ooh yeah. We're gonna unrobe this. Those French people. A little bit shorter manual because it's, you know, simpler. Then we have power. A tiny little power supply. Let's see what this thing clocks in as. Can you drive that with your power supply on your pedal board? 12, 1 amp. Well, that's the male. So, I'm back. So where we are, where are we? 12 volt, 1000 milliamps, so obviously you'll need this. And here we have, ooh, nice, heavy, medium, ooh, what am I seeing? Wait, what? Let me get this out of the way. I'm gonna, do this. Nice and heavy, sturdy construction. And here we have the LeClean. Soft, clicky switches. But there's another. Can I pull this off? Come on. I want it. Yeah. Plastic. Ooh, plastic. Because there's a tube inside and I want to see the tubey goodness. Whoa, those pots feel super, super nice and easy to read, but very sturdy, very grabby, high-end shit right here. So let me see what we have. We have gain and volume, bass and treble for A, so that's channel A. And then we have a channel B with a cold and hot switch, so I'm assuming 2 different gain stages. Sweep. Is that sweepable mids? Could be. That would be cool! I have no idea. Again, I read nothing about this. Let's see on the side. We have a DI out with switchable amp speaker simulation on off, which means I could use the cab or I could use the built-in speaker simulation. We're gonna check it out, of course. Ground lift. There's the 9 volt in. Phones output, so you can practice with this. MIDI out. Return. Send and return. It has an effects loop, people. So this effects loop and the cab, or even by itself, could be good. I don't know yet. In and out, and then there's a through. So I don't know, maybe it's just doubling your signal. MIDI in, MIDI out, how much is controllable in terms of MIDI? I have no idea what the MIDI functions of this preamp are, but obviously we're gonna figure this out. So we're gonna do the same thing now. How am I gonna do this? I'm running out of space here. With the next one. Le preamp, hein? C'est très magnifique, hein? Oh! Le unboxing. Oh, c'est très joli. Oh. I think if you want to do a fake French accent, you have to do a lot of oh. I don't. No, that's Japanese. What do I know? I am not necessarily politically correct, as you might know. Damn it! No. Ah. I already took this out when I shouldn't have, because this goes in here. Everything needs to be nicely together. So here we have LeCrunch. LeCrunch. That's just so awesome. Crazy French people. With a little crown on it. A British type of crown, so I think you know what we're looking at. And do I actually have to... I might have to tilt that video. Maybe I'm just putting it right here. Same thing, same sturdiness. Super nice. All the same controls, just I'm thinking a differently voiced pedal. Same thing again, DI out, switchable speaker simulation, phones, send and return effects loop, MIDI in and out, and of course we're gonna have to peel off this for le tube. Ow! Now I ripped my nail. Ooh, I ripped my nail. So that is LeCrunch. And then we have LeLead, which is of course now probably not just for lead tones, but your high gainy pedal. So we got a clean kind of crunch, slightly overdriven pedal, I assume, a crunch pedal for the mid gainy stuff, probably more British, and this is your lead pedal for the high gain stuff. I would assume if this is really sweepable mids, you can do a lot more than just play lead tones with it. Beautiful wings on it, nice flat red, not high gloss, very nice color. Same, exactly the same ins and outs, and the tube, very, very neat. So, there's more. Haha. Oh. Man, oh man, oh man, I can't do these demos probably before the Musikmesse, but trust me, at the after the Musikmesse, we're gonna take a good, hard look at all of these. And here we have LeBass. Oh, LeBass. Doom, 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 doom. I don't know. I'm actually not sure that they call it bass in French or bass. Low? Isn't it low? I don't know. I think I remember that they have a different kind of word. Well, the packaging is très magnifique. It's très belle. Hein? Très bon. Très bon. C'est très bon. Oh. Very nice. Tube-driven bass preamp. Again, exactly the same controls, but voiced for bass. I'm really curious about this because having a good bass preamp and then even two switchable sounds, that could be killer. So I'm really curious to see how this works with the DI out, speaker simulated out, and also, of course, in front of a bass amp. So that would be nice. Yeah. And so we have more. Yes, there are more boxes, trust me. Because we need, at the show in Frankfurt, we need the Mjolnir, the Beale Street, and the new band amps to be silent, meaning we need a speaker simulation with a load box. And right now, those French guys make the best one on the market, I've been told. Well, here we go. You can't see it. These... I can't get it out! Well, you have seen the Torpedo live at my friend Shane's studio and videos. Shane Diorio from In the Blues. He's been using one. Of course, Pete Thorne has one. So, that guy's got ears. So we know it works. We've seen a lot of metal-y demos. I'm gonna try to show it, you know, in a regular demo situation. And obviously we're gonna have to talk about where do the profiles come from. We have to talk about responsible profiling, and I've talked to 2Notes about this. They are very cool. They contact all the companies that they do profile and make sure they are okay with it, and they are in touch with the manufacturers, and they are definitely very responsible about it. And we are going to be responsible here by making sure we only use profiles of companies that have given us the okay. So again, a manual, and a USB thingy, and we have power cable, European. I don't need this, I don't need this. I probably, yeah, I'll take the power cable. But these are on loan for the Musikmesse, so they're gonna go back unless I decide I want a live for reasons that I don't quite, well, we'll see why. Neat. Very nice. He said these are B-stock, you know, for the Messe. But I cannot see any B-stockiness here. Whee! Okay, we can't really see it. So there you go, that's the live. You've seen it a million times. It's a load box. It actually has a digital out, so it's got an AD converter. You can load it up with an amp made with a max of 100 watts. So put your amp in there, it's gonna eat it up in heat. That's what the vent is for. You can remotely control it with MIDI or USB, which is nice. So on your computer, you've got software and you can control this for a studio situation. This is the shit. But it's called the Live. So even for live, have this in a rack with you and just send it straight to the board while you're still going to your speaker if you wanted that. But the guy at the board has a perfect signal. So that is very, very neat. I don't know where to put it. So I'm not gonna, there's a second live because we need two for the show, so I'm not gonna unbox the same thing again, but we're gonna unbox this puppy, which will stay here for future demos. Don't worry, I'm still gonna use my cabs if I want to, but now I have an option. Now I have the option of maybe using a big ass 412 whatever cab, as long as the company is cool with it, because whether it's downstairs in the basement in an ISO box or the profile in here, as long as it sounds good, we're fine. And we're gonna figure out if it sounds good. So here we have the pièce de résistance, as they would say. Oh, it just came out of the, oh, that's not how I wanted to unbox this. Come on. Can't get it out. Here we go. I actually just poured this thing on the floor while trying to unbox it. So here we have the manual and some feet. We don't need feet, we're gonna put it in a rack. I bought nice rack cases for all of these for the show. And here it is, also with a USB cable and some power and so here is the Torpedo Studio, which we will first of all use in demos, and secondly take a good long hard look at, but I've been told that there's a new firmware coming, so I'm gonna use it, but not really do the demo up to the point where the new firmware is out, because why look at old stuff, okay? Or an older version of it. We're gonna completely cover it as soon as 2Notes gives me the okay, new firmware is there, and then we're gonna look at the software and everything, and maybe the process of profiling your own cab, because I have some nice cabs that I really like. So why not? And we can obviously compare it with a cool sound recorded downstairs in the basement. So I really like the sound I'm getting with my cabs. So maybe I just want to be able to switch with them a little bit easier. Can't really get a lot easier than I have here, but still, why not? Why not play around with this? So here is this is neat. They really know how to make something that looks and feels extremely nice, high end. There's like a the whole front is plexiglass. That is neat. So here is the 2Notes Torpedo Studio. A whole shitload more than the other one has to offer. Same profiles, I think it will sound the same like this, but you can sync it with word clock for Pro Studio operation. It has AES EBU outs, SPDIF in and out, so you can also, for reamping, feed a digital signal into it, MIDI in, out, through, stereo analog outs. So, you know, it can only take 1 amp, which is kind of sad because I wish it would have had to have 2 load boxes so I could actually do dual amps and do stereo amp setups. No, it cannot do this, but I'm thinking the stereo outs, no, actually you could. It has analog input, so it doesn't have load inputs for stereo, but it's got stereo analog inputs. So if you have for reamping, you could do that. It has analog outputs, stereo, so maybe you could even position mics in a stereo setting. I don't know. Again, I'm not familiar with everything that it can do. I'm just shooting the shit and trying to find out what the ins and outs mean. It can go up to 150 watts, and you can pick your impedance right here. So very, very interesting. Very professional piece of gear. Also will be displayed and be able to be used at the Joyo booth at the Musikmesse. We're gonna have 2 lives and the studio. And that's it from me now. I'm gonna go through the boxes and put the stuff away, maybe play with it a little bit. I don't even know if I have time today. I don't know. I'll find out. I have so much stuff to do. So thanks for 2Notes for starting to work with me. You will not be disappointed. This will all be displayed and shown and, you know, the goods. Yeah, that's it from me. See you peeps later. You peeps? What?